Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Damaris Mikali and this is Maisha Chapters. Amazing. Enlighten us of some of the things that men are going through.
Number one is, I would say, is the lack of father figure. This is what I mean. One in four homes is led by a mother or a woman. What that means is that we have absentee fathers who are not there.
Yeah.
So also the lack of role models for men is one of the major causes of depression. Because one, I didn't see, if you didn't see anybody whom you could have like a prototype, what does a real father mean to you
Or look
as
like.
a man? Walking around. That's why it's very important for any man, any boy to be, to have a father figure. Again, what's the word father figure? They don't need to be real biological fathers, because there are other people who can play that role, which is very important.
Yeah. So it is important for mothers who are single to expose their children to a father figure. And at times you may have a father who is not necessarily present in your life. So in that case also, you can just model, like show your son to a model who will play or act as a father figure.
And I totally agree, because that's what fatherhood means. It's not per se like the number of children that you have sired, but also the number of boys that you have influenced. And I believe this is a challenge to all men there, that there are young boys there, young men there who are looking for mentorship. Be a father figure to them. Talk to them what it means to be a man. Talk to them about positive masculinity.
Yeah. And not toxic masculinity.
Yes.
Yeah. And fatherhood has great responsibility. Nowadays there's this thing of baby mama, baby daddy, and people are okay with it. And personally, I don't get it, because people are okay with having children, but they're not okay with having a family setup. And not to blame or to pick on people's individual decisions, but again, when raising or when bringing up children into this world, then you want them to have or to grow in a good family setup with a father and a mother. So I think we should discourage this thing of, I have 5 baby mamas, this is my baby daddy. Again, we're not influencing people's decisions, but it is important that a child grows up into a good family setup.
Another point, what is causing depression in men is also, something I would call the societal, expectations. Expectations are very healthy in every family, in every workplace.
Yeah.
But what has been happening is that anytime that the expectation supersedes the resources that somebody has, it becomes unhealthy. So most men there have a feeling that the society expect them to be there at the right time, to be always the sole providers, to be that perfect men, based on even on the social media, the perfect men, even in the movies,
Yeah.
There are some of the men there, the main actors, whereby they were able to destroy people, to win. And also it's also modeling us as men. We feel like because of the pressure that the society has put on us, we are supposed to perform. Then what we do, sadly, Damaris, is that we put on a mask. When I am not able to perform, to do what is expected, I put on a mask that doesn't truly portray me. But what we never know is that there comes a time when the mask will peel off.
Yeah.
And when it peels off, it peels off with the skin, which is painful. Something else also that I feel like it's very important I mentioned is also the perception there that, that bad is better. The perception that bad is better. This is what I mean. During this season of COVID-19, there are jokes men are saying over the social media, how comes we are going home at Pema? Then there's always that temptation, from guys to feel like, for you to be relevant. And this is a sad truth in the society, is that silent men, humble men, good men are not good. Because somehow we've been able to sell the bad men there to be the main men. You have to be able to make some bad decisions, you shout, you know,
You're
cause
loud.
chaos, so that then you feel like you are a man.
Does that have anything to do with toxic masculinity? Because again, when this COVID-19 season was starting, and I'll say this in Swahili, I went somewhere to buy fries, and there were men there. They were having some good nyam chom and ugali, and they were saying like, wait, it was the first day of the curfew, and we're like, wait, pia leo tunaingia kwa nyumba kama kuku. And I went and I thought, wait, is it such a bad thing to go to your family, to spend time with your wife and your kids? Like, is it such a bad thing that you liken it to a chicken? Like, why, mbona wanaume, why is it that men have to enter into the home late while women have to, you know, I understand women have to be there to cater for their family basic needs, but hey, as a man, go check up on your wife, help out, because it's a partnership at the end of the day.
Yeah. Something else also that is also causing the major issue that is causing depression in men is also the suppression of the need to be loved. So we've also been conditioned to feel like we do not have emotions. You know, you rarely cry. You are very stable in emotions and moods. But what happens as a man when you are threatened? What happens as a man when you are working and you disagree with your boss and you are so broken, you are so devastated, you reach home and it's expected that you are the one to give love, to to be there for your family. So again, that suppression of the need to be loved, which I also feel like it's also okay. And I hope even the society there would help us do this. That let it make it so easy for men not to be okay. Yeah. Let's create safe environment whereby a man should be able to comfortably express his or his emotions comfortably without feeling charged and also without feeling being perceived as weak.
Yeah, and it is traced to the women. You find people use a term I don't like. They say when you're a man and you try to show some emotions, you're told, wewe uko na umama, which is very wrong. Like, why? It shouldn't be the case. It shouldn't be the case, honestly. Yeah.
And it's so sad because these are the jokes that are said, but people never know. Again, the challenge is that men, I feel like we've been drawn up. Our voice has been drawn up. When we mention something, they will always start fight. Oh yeah, they are fighting, feminism or what. But it's something that we should be able to praise. A few weeks ago, I listened to the member of parliament for Nakuru, our honorable Susan Kihiga, who was mentioning some three member of parliament from Silas Tiren, because of political reason, and he was saying, to quote, that if you can't fight for your people, give us trousers as women. Do you know the negative connotation that happens? If you have a trouser and you're not fighting based on their definition of political, you're not a man. Again, sadly, the definition of a man.
Okay. We have talked about the causes of depression. We have talked about how we spot men that are going through these things or are going through tough times and difficult situations in their life. How do we help them? Most of the men tend to turn to alcohol for their needs. And this affects them in terms of, it does not solve the problem. It adds to their problem because you find you become addicted because you tend to abuse the substance, because you take it in excess, you become addicted, and it adds to the problem because when you go home, you tend to be abusive and such stuff. So how do we seek support in the proper way and the way that it won't cause harm to us and to the people around us, or rather to men and the people around men?
Yeah, for men, I really believe it's not so easy, and I would relate with men. Sometimes it's not so easy to open up to seek for support, and even when we do, we change the statements. For example, if a man would go to the for counseling sessions, they are likely to focus on the physical signs and symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I have back pain,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sleeping well, I'm restless.
Mm-hmm.
But they really talks about the emotional symptoms, like, I am agitated, I am frustrated, I am angry,
Mm-hmm.
because which women are very good based on that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but again, as men,
Mm-hmm.
the intention even about men that has been happening, a lot of support groups happening there, is that they want to make it so comfortable and so okay for men to seek for help.
Mm-hmm.
And also the counselors are also doing great work in also trying to demystify,
Yeah.
counseling session as for you have to go for counseling when you are almost a psychiatric case. But also now there's even a simple thing. People should be, us as men, we should be very comfortable to seek for help. And I believe like that will really help us. Number two also is that this purely lies on us as men, is that you also need to support your health. Because when your health is wanting, there are high chances that your ability to fight stress and depression would be lower down.
Yeah.
There are different places, there are very good support systems, whereby men talk to each other, whereby even activity that men play together, they play hockey, they play some sports together just to maintain their physical health. Something else also that is very important that I feel like men we should also do is also to try to challenge the negative pattern or negative thinking. Because I believe like based on the branding, we now feel like it's okay. We've been into despondency because we believe like the society have this notion about men, and then we feel like, okay, is this what I've mentioned? Do they say we are bad? We are dogs. Okay, let it be so. So I believe as men we have a responsibility to reframe our negative thinking and looking for other alternative solutions so that we can support each other.
Yeah, and remember, depression can be clinically diagnosed, so seek help. When you're diagnosed with it, they will provide the necessary measures. Again, you can seek for therapy, just pay for it if you can afford to, and just go through the process. And for us women, ladies, children, and fellow men, let us not demonize other men when they seek for support. Let them understand that it is okay not to be okay. It is okay not to be okay. That being said, we end it here, but let the conversation keep on going in your homes, in your favorite spots where you chill out. Down in the comment section, let us discuss. This conversation should never end until our men are okay, or rather we are all okay, because hey, when men are okay, they build up strong families. And remember, for a society to rise up to be okay, it starts from the family unit. So men, rise up. Men that are facing difficult times, seek for support. And I know depression cuts across many people, but hey, let us be there for one another. And as you say here at Maisha Chapters, we do life together. This brings us to the end of the show. And Vincent, thank you very much for coming to the show and for sharing with us these key factors. Now I know how I'm able to support a man that is going through depression, because I am a woman, and at times men will come to me and I don't know how to do it. And I wait, we have to mention this. I find men opening up to women more than they open up to their fellow men.
Yeah.
So as a woman, I have known how to handle a man that comes to me seeking for help. Thank you very much for gracing this show, for gracing Maisha Chapters. We really appreciate your nuggets of wisdom. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Damaris, for having me.
Appreciate it. Okay, comment down below, like this video, share it with your family and friends, and subscribe. Until next time, this is Maisha Chapters.